Hi everyone. Now this is Dylan and he's going to be my friend for today. We're going to go to the woods and we're going to find lots of really interesting sticks and nature pieces to make some magic wands. Are you ready to help me, Dill? Oh, I think that was a yes. Oh, look what I found here. I found some really lovely loose petals. Oh, that would be great for my magic wand. And there's one here, 2 and 3. Oh, I wonder if I could find one more. Let's have a look. One more. There's one more and another one, but that one looks a bit messy, so I might choose this one here. So now 3 add 1 equals 4. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pink petals. This looks like a great spot to find some magic wand sticks. I'm going to have a look at this one here. I think this one's a good length. It's long and thin, and I think I can wrap a lot of lovely leaves and flowers around this quite well. So I'm going to collect this one for later. Oh, I found a bendy stick. This stick has a curve on it. This would be a great magic wand stick. I'm going to choose this one next. So I was just looking at this moss growing on the tree and I found a trail of ivy that we could use. So I'm going to collect this ivy that's loose, and I think this would be really good for wrapping because it's got a long stick. It'd be good for wrapping around our magic wand. So now I'm back at home. I've put all of my lovely pieces that I found in the woods. So we've got our petals. I found some bluebells. We've got the ivy and the really long curly stem. We've got our pieces of fern. And then I found another really pretty flower with yellow petals, tiny, tiny petals. So I've popped that one in there too. Just to show you all the things that you could make. Just to show you one that I made earlier. This was made with the children in the woods last week, and we added some feathers and some string, coloured string. I got some nature on there as well, and we added some beads. You can be as creative as you like with this. It's your choice. So I've just collected some wool and I've got some beads here, and I'm going to have a go at wrapping all of my lovely pieces of nature around my wand that I've collected, my stick. You can use whatever you want to add to your wand, but you're going to need sellotape or string to help you tie everything together. So it looks a little bit like this. So first I've got a piece of purple string, and I made it quite long because I want to wrap it round quite a few times around my wand. This activity is really good for developing those fine motor skills. It's a really focused activity that requires some concentration, and encouraging your child to do it themselves with maybe a little bit of help will be really beneficial for them. So first I'm going to choose probably this lovely piece of fern. I've got my fern and I'm going to hold it in place here, and this is where the grown-ups could help. They could hold it here while first I'm going to tie it round a few times just to make sure it stays there before I tie it in a knot. And I'm wrapping it round, and I'm going to go up and I'm going to go down the stem. And when I think, oh, that looks really safe, I don't think it's going to fall off, I'm going to stop and I'll tie it in a little knot here. So I've got my first bit of plant on my magic wand, my nature wand, and I think I would like a little bit of colour now. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add my bluebell, and I'm going to put my bluebell a bit lower down. I think I might pop it around here, and I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to get some string and I'm going to wind it round lots of times so it's nice and secure, and then I'm going to add the bluebell onto it. So now I've got my bluebell and my fern. Now I could carry on using all of the nature pieces, and I might add these petals later. The last bit of nature I'm going to use is the ivy that we found, because it's really long and twisty and twirly. So I'm going to start at the bottom for this one, and just like ivy wraps around a tree, I'm going to wrap it all the way around my wand, and hopefully it's going to stay. So I'm going to twist and twirl it, and I might even go back down. And then I'm going to use some more string, or I could even use some sellotape here to make sure it stays really nice and tight. So as you can see, I'm just wrapping this sellotape nice and tightly all the way around. And this job is quite tricky with the sellotape, so you might need some help from a grown-up. And there you have your nature wand. Now I could make this really interesting, and I could add some coloured feathers or some beads. And this activity, adding the beads, I'm going to show you how to do that now, because this is a really good activity for focused fine motor. So now we're going to thread some beads onto a piece of string, and I chose some green string, and I've got my really exciting coloured beads. I might choose some specific colours. I might just do a rainbow of colours. I'm not sure yet. The first thing I've got to do is I've got to tie my string into 2 knots. So I've done a double knot. I did 1 knot, and then I added 1 more on top to make sure it was really thick. Now I need to do that because look, my beads have got a big hole in them, and I don't want them to go through. So I've tied a big knot to stop that from happening. Once I've done my knot, I can then try really hard to thread. Oh, it's quite tricky. I might need to roll it a bit like this, which is a really lovely activity. Roll it so it's really fine, and then I can push and push. And this is quite tricky. And then I can grab it, and there I've threaded one of my beads. And look, my knot is stopping my bead from falling off the end. And I'm going to keep doing that until I've got a really nice collection of beads, just like the one on here. Now let's count how many beads I added. I've got a lovely rainbow of beads here, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 beads. I wonder if I just wanted 10 beads, what I would need to do. Would I need to add 1 more or take 1 away? I would need to take 1 away. So I am going to take the last pink one off, just to make it so I have 10 beads on my string. Let's count and double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Amazing, I've got 10 beads now, and that's what I wanted. Now I'm going to tie my string of beads onto my wand. I'm not sure whether I want it to go at the bottom or at the top. I think I'm going to have a go at doing it at the bottom. You may have noticed I left a little bit of extra string, and that's for wrapping. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to wrap it around lots of times. Remember, we need it to be nice and secure, and I've left some space so that I can tie another knot, and then I know it's really not going to fall off. Now I did a double knot again. I did 2 knots just to make sure that it's really safe. And there you have it. I've got my magic wand, my nature wand. This is a really lovely activity to go alongside the water play when we were making potions. And you might want to make some wands to do some witches and wizards potions. Great for imaginative play and really good for fine motor. And it's just a really lovely activity to do while you're in the woods maybe, or having your exercise for the day. Missing you lots. Can't wait to see your pictures. Bye.